When they arrived on the scene, they found the victim injured inside the residence with a gunshot wound to his head.
There was very little evidence at that point in time. It was baffling to law enforcement who shot him, why he was shot. That was unclear. Names were coming up. Two of those names were Cody Murphy and Randy Kennedy.
Me and Cody, back then we had a falling out. We fell out about a girl. Ashley gets in the car with me. I was riding around, but the whole time, Cody's blowing Ashley's phone up. Man, I'm calling back to back to back to back to back.
So that really jumped out at us, and that's the first time we had heard that Cody thought Randy was at Timothy's house, Rambo's house, because Ashley Thomason told him.
In 2012, Ashley Thomason was freshly released from jail after serving time for drug-related charges. Unwilling to give up her previous lifestyle, she immediately sought out her old friends, including Cody Murphy and Timothy Ramsey. Murphy and Ramsey did not know each other well, but had mutual acquaintances in common. One of them was a potential romantic rival to Murphy, who was interested in Thomasson. The two got into a physical fight, but Thomasson lost track of everyone's exact whereabouts after it broke up. While she was with her friends, news reached them that Ramsey had been killed in a drive-by shooting. The description of the suspect's vehicle was similar to Murphy's, but no one could understand why Murphy would murder a man he hardly knew.
Close the door just for privacy reasons.
Yeah, people come up and down all the time.
Yeah.
All right. So, you're Ashley Thomason, correct? All right. What's the best telephone number for you right now? Okay. You live there alone?
My fiance and my son.
Okay. What's your fiance's name?
Michael Crosby.
Michael Crosby. Okay.
Thomasson's main connection to everyone involved is their shared addiction problems. Several she only knew by sight, although her relationships with Cody Murphy and Timothy Ramsey were closer.
All right. So, obviously, we talked on the phone a little bit. You know that we're looking into the cold case from 2012. Can you just kind of just start from the beginning and just let us know everything that you know, what you told
I can
law
pretty
enforcement
much
maybe?
remember most of it, not like the exact timing of the day, like I probably couldn't, but I had just got out of Anderson County. I was in there on a bench warrant, and I was going to talk to Timothy because I had an investigator pull me from my cell and was asking me about my little boy's dad, my oldest son's daddy. And I was like, no, I haven't seen him. And then he was just asking me random people I knew. And he brought up Timothy, and I was like, yeah, I know him. And he was like, well, do you know anything about him having some guns from a burglary? And I'm like, not that I know of.
Right.
And so when I got out, I think it was that early morning on the 12th. But, and I called him, and I was like, look, I need to talk to you. I was going to go tell him. And I was like, I'm just going to get Cody or whoever to bring me over there. So I was at Chuck and Jerry's off Hollinsville Road that morning, and Cody Murphy was supposed to come pick me up. Well, when he got there, he was so messed up, I think on Ativan, he couldn't hold his motorcycle up. So I called little Randy, which is Randy Kennedy, to come and pick me up and give me a ride. So Cody stayed there until Randy got there, and him and Randy, I guess, had beef about something. So Randy jumped on him. Well, I got in the car with Randy and Aunt Howard and Haven, I can't remember her last name, but and we left there from Hollinsville Road, we went to the McDonald's in Moonville and got something to eat, then to the Dollar General, and then we went parked in the driveway and smoked a bowl. I was on meth back then. But then after that, we rode to Jeremy Fowler's house. He had the standoff with the cops. Y'all remember that? Well, we was helping his mom move his stuff out of his house because this is after he went to prison. So right after that is when somebody called Randy's phone, which was, I think, Kelly Campbell, his girlfriend at the time, saying that Timothy just got shot in the head. So I never made it over there, but I was supposed to be going to talk to him, and and from what I've heard, it was a motorcycle that they heard come by there, and I guess shoot the gun, I don't know, and somebody said it was like a blue and silver helmet, and that matched his helmet, because me and Cody was kind of talking at the time, so I don't know why he would do it if that's who done it.
Right.
And I mean, I just don't know, because Randy's car wasn't there, so he knew we wasn't there. He had to have known.
Right.
So I don't know.
So, just a little bit of backstory on us. We're kind of playing catch up, right? The detectives that worked this case back in 2012, they're not here at the sheriff's office anymore. So we've inherited the case because we do cold cases here for the sheriff's office.
Yes, I'm so glad.
So not everything.
The case is 7 years old. Most of the witnesses who could have helped with the investigation did not share information out of fear of having their own crimes brought to the attention of the police.
That was done originally was documented. We have some statements, but we just kind of want some context as to what those statements mean. So I'm going to ask you some questions about the original statement that you gave, and also after we go through it a little bit, and I'll let you look at it and make sure that it's the one that you gave us. Did you guys, when you left Anderson County, where did you go right after that?
Honestly, if I can remember, Cody picked me up in a green Honda. I can't remember whose Honda it was, to be honest, but I think we went to Twyla Pelkey's apartment.
Okay.
And I don't even remember how I got to Hollinsville Road, to be honest. I don't know if he dropped me off or I rode with somebody else. I don't know. But I ended up on Hollinsville Road, and he was supposed to come back and give me a ride to Timothy's and drop me off so I could talk to him. And when he got there, I wouldn't get on the bike with him, so I called another ride. And I didn't even know him and Randy had any kind of beef with each other. I had no clue to it. But all said and done, Randy jumped on him in front of Chuck and Jerry's in their front yard. And I got in the car with Randy and them, and we left. And I don't know if that's what started out. I don't know. I'm clueless. I feel so dumb to it all. Like,
Right.
I don't know.
Did you guys take anything away from Twyla's house while you were there?
Not that I can remember.
Not that you can remember? At what point did you guys get on the motorcycle? Did you drive the motorcycle from Twyla's to?
No, I didn't even get on the motorcycle at all. None whatsoever.
Okay.
No.
All right.
As a matter of fact, I think I know who I was with when I went by. I ended up with Johnny Banks in his car, and that's who I went by Twyla's with. Because he came and picked me up. I just got out. We was gonna go get high or whatever. But I think that's how I ended up at Chuck and Jerry's.
So
to say, but
Cody picked you up from jail, or Mr. Banks picked you up?
No, Cody picked me up from jail, and
Okay.
I guess I must have ended up call Johnny or something and come hang out and pick me up. And so me and him ended up riding to Twyla's from Cody's. I can't remember exactly where he picked me up, but I know we ended up at Twyla's and then so forth.
Okay. So Cody had two different vehicles. He had
No, he just had a motorcycle.
He only
I
had-
can't remember whose Honda it was that he was driving.
Okay.
I have no idea.
So his only means of transportation back then
Was his
car,
motorcycle?
car, or
Yeah, it was a motorcycle. It was a motorcycle.
Okay.
100%. Yeah.
All right. Whenever you guys, so you left Anderson County, and then you went to, where would Mr. Banks have picked you up from Cody?
It is possible. I'm trying to think the name of that road that he used to live on, because I was staying there with him and his mama, Cody and his mama.
Okay.
And it's right there off of 29, like, oh man, what's the name of that road? Garrett Road? If you get off like on 85 going down 29 towards Anderson, it's like the second, you know where the storage place is right there on the left?
Okay.
It's them little back roads. It's one of them little back roads right there. That's where Cody's mama used to live.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure that's probably where I went to get a shower and shave my legs and all that stuff. So.
Okay. All right. And that's where Mr. Banks would have picked you up? Okay. So did Cody go over to Twyla's too, or?
No. I don't know where he went. I don't know what he was doing. I don't even know. But I know I called him later that morning to see if he would come pick me up at Chuck and Jerry's and take me over to Timothy's. And he said, yeah. And when he got there, he couldn't. He was messed up on pills. He couldn't even hold his motorcycle up.
Okay. All right. So then you got in the car.
With Randy Kennedy.
You called Randy to come to Chuck and Jerry's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Him and Anthony Howard, and a girl named Haven. I don't know her last name.
Okay. So they were all in the car with Randy whenever he picked you up?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he have a motorcycle? Or
No.
did he have a motorcycle?
No, he was in a black, it was a black Infinity. I think it was a black Infinity, a sports car. But yeah, that's what he was driving, and that was with him when he picked me up.
Okay.
And Cody was still sitting there on his bike at Chuck and Jerry's. That's when the altercation happened.
Okay. And then you you guys left there, and that's when you went to McDonald's at Louisville?
Yeah, we just went joyriding, and then we went and got a biscuit, and then Haven needed a toothbrush, so we went to the Dollar General.
Okay.
Thomasson is confident in her answers, but after so much time has passed, she may not be entirely accurate. Still, it is more information than the detectives had to work with previously. I recently released another Patreon exclusive video, this time showing a woman who drove so recklessly she ended up plunging into a house, killing all 4 of her passengers, who happened to be her friends and co-workers. Watch her interrogation plus many more Patreon exclusive videos at patreon.com/Stranger Stories Plus.
And then we went and parked in somebody that we knew driveway, and we smoked a bowl. And that's when we ended up going to Jeremy Fowler's house, right there off Golf Course Road, and helped his mama pack all of his stuff up so that she could move his stuff out.
Okay.
And that's when Randy's phone rang, and it was her telling us that he got shot in the head.
Okay. Whenever you guys left Mr. Fowler's house, where did you guys go then?
I think we went back to Aunt Howard's house, to his dad's. Like, his dad's got a property, and he had a single wide trailer in the back. And I remember us going there and calling people and just trying to figure out like who would have done it, did anybody see anything. At first it was a Ford truck that they said,
Right.
and we're thinking it was BJ Crane maybe, because that was Kelly's baby's daddy.
Okay.
And then somebody called. I can't remember who was making the calls and who was saying what, but then that's when it came to light that it was a motorcycle.
Right.
And the only person we knew that had a motorcycle that possibly would do anything like that would be Cody. Okay. And I don't know who said they seen the color of the helmet, but when they said that, I'm like, yeah, that's the color of his helmet. That's his helmet color.
Okay.
So
you never saw Randy ride a motorcycle at all?
I mean, like, he has, but he wasn't on it prior to then, as far as I know. I don't know where he was before he picked me up.
Right.
Like, it took him a while to get there to me.
Okay.
Because this was early in the morning. I never went to bed after I got released. So this happened. It all started early in the morning because I remember the sun barely just being up at Chuck and Jerry's in the yard when they had the altercation.
All right.
So from the time the sun came up to the time he got that phone call, you were with Randy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And was Mr. Howard and Haven? They were
all 4 of us.
all 4 of y'all were together the entire time. Okay.
If I can remember, I know me and Randy went. I can't remember if Aunt and them went with us or not. I can't. Like I said, I was pretty high, so I don't know if we ever let them. I don't know, but as far as I know, they went with us. I mean, I can't remember.
Okay.
But I've known Timothy, like, I knew Timothy back before he ever touched drugs, before he ever did drugs. And from what I've seen pictures, him and Randy's been around each other since they were young. So I don't think that I just don't know why anybody would have a reason to want to do that, period. But
what was Randy's reaction when he got that phone call?
Honest, I guess just shock. It's just what I could tell him. He was the main one making all the phone calls and stuff like that. And then Johnny Banks had called Aunt or Randy's phone and was telling us that somebody said that was supposed to be for little Randy that shot or something. And that's all I've heard. And I've heard through the grapevine, like, just since then, that the gun that was used was through a bridge into the river or lake here in Anderson. I don't know what bridge or what, but I never found no clear details on that.
Some of Thomasson's information is secondhand and was not correct to begin with. The detectives will have to go through her statement to discard the rumors.
It's just rumors that I've heard here and there. So.
Have you ever talked to Cody since then?
Nope. I think I've seen him one time just before he got sentenced to prison time. I had seen him once or twice. I went and visited him, seen him at his mom's house. And that's when they lived off Hollywood, something, Piedmont.
Okay.
But yeah, I stayed a couple nights with him there, but I never asked him about it. I didn't bring it up or nothing like that, because honestly, I just feel like it might have been him. So.
Right. Do you ever tell you that it was him, or?
No, he's never mentioned it, and I've never actually just asked him. I didn't want to.
Okay.
And you said you called him to come get you from Chuck and Jerry's?
Yeah, to give me a ride. Because I love hanging out with the big guys. They were cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess Johnny must have dropped me off there. So.
Did he only have one phone number, or did he have several?
As far as I know, it was just one.
Okay.
That's the only one I've ever had.
So if you were to call him, you just had him like programmed in your phone, and you just call him on that?
Mhm.
Okay. Do you remember that number?
Oh no, I sure.
Worth a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how many phones I used to
Yeah,
go through
yeah.
back then? Like,
You don't remember your phone number back then?
I know it was the Verizon flip phone.
Right.
So, and it was one of the ones where you just pay like the $30 or $50 unlimited every month. And I have no idea where it's at.
Okay. No, that's fine. I mean, um, this is the original statement you gave on the day of the incident, or it's what we have.
Yeah.
I need to verify that this is what you gave. So if you would, just take a minute, read over that, make sure that it's accurate and that those are your initials and signature.
Okay. Carrot Drive, yep, that was it. Allison, okay, now that rings a bell. That was this girl Allison's car.
Okay.
That it was an older woman that everybody knew on the Pelzer Mill Hill. Oh, I was with Cody. I didn't know that. Hi, Johnny. Yeah, that's mine. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So those are your initials and your signature.
I remember all that now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does any of this jog more details? Like,
That's pretty much correct. The only thing that really just wasn't accurate, and I went around the bush, is that it did come to blows in Chuck and Jerry's front yard. Randy did jump on him.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's spot on.
okay.
That is spot on.
When you would have called him, did you have any other way of calling him besides his phone?
Not if I was aware of. No, I've always called his
Because
phone.
you mentioned in there that he lost his phone.
Yeah, he had dropped it.
Right, but then you talked to him later
I
on.
don't know if he called me from another, because he was blowing my phone up.
Okay.
So I don't know I can't remember if he was calling me from that phone or, because he couldn't find it. That's how, because I had rode with him. I remember that. And it was still dark trying to find his phone down Hollinsford Road. And he was scaring the shit out of me on his bike.
Okay.
So I made him drop me back off.
Okay.
But as far as the phone, I don't know if he got another phone and just got his service. I don't know. But
Right, okay.
Okay.
but yeah,
Gotcha.
that's pretty much spot on.
Okay.
Do you remember giving another statement, like a written statement later, a couple days later, about maybe what happened at Twyla's house?
Mm-mm.
You don't remember any of that? Okay. We have another statement that you gave to another detective. And like I said, I just want to make sure that this is accurate, so I'll let you read over and verify that this is a statement that you gave. We understand that 6 years later, you might not remember everything.
I was out there so bad. I mean, like, I've seen people now, they're like, you don't remember when this and this happened? I'm like, no, I kind of now vaguely do, but no.
Thomasson confirms that her previous story is mostly accurate, aside from a few details involving a physical fight. It isn't enough to give Murphy a solid motive, since Ramsey wasn't involved.
Yeah, I remember this. I remember giving that, yeah.
Well, like I said,
I don't remember going, like, to Brandy Baldwin's house at all. I cannot even recall that.
Do you remember swapping the shoes at all?
Mm-mm.
No.
I don't.
do you ever remember Cody to carry a gun?
Sometimes, Yeah, I know them too. Really, all them boys in Pelzer used to carry them.
Okay.
Not just like particular ones, it was everybody back then.
Did he have one when you guys went down to Chuck and Jerry's, do you know?
I can't, honestly, I can't remember if he did. I wasn't really aware of it. I hadn't been out long, so I didn't really, but I didn't feel one on him when I was riding with him, so I don't know.
When you talked about the fight, sorry if you
No.
I mean, was it like a beat down fight, like Cody?
Cody had his helmet on, so Randy was
Okay.
swinging and hitting his helmet.
Oh, okay.
So he didn't really hurt him, but he was like, if he didn't have his helmet, he probably would have got his face busted up pretty bad.
And Cody didn't put up much of a fight, or did he try
No.
to fight back?
Oh no. Mm-mm.
Was he like scared of Randy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And,
There was a lot of people scared of him. So.
yeah. And I mean,
Randy had a more muscular build than Murphy, so Murphy would have been wary of trying to fight the other man seriously.
you said Cody was trying to like date you back then?
No, we did talk. We was talking.
Okay.
Yeah, we had been talking, and that's when I had got picked up on a bench warrant for possession of drug paraphernalia. Me and my ex-sister-in-law. So, and that's when the investigators had pulled me out of the cell. But as far as like me being around Timothy, I used to go over there with Randy a lot. Like, and that's the first time I had seen him, and I didn't know he was doing drugs again. So, kind of blew my mind. But that's where we ended up chilling a lot of the times, and so that's how me and Timothy got close again, because I didn't see him for years, and I don't know. I just can't. I couldn't believe it happened, and I didn't know.
So when Randy came and picked you up, I mean, it wasn't like you were dating him, or you?
No.
No,
That was, matter of fact, that was his girlfriend, Haven. Him and her
Okay.
had been talking or whatever. Like,
Okay.
me and Randy used to talk before then, but it was just a friendship, mutual friendship.
Would Cody have thought anything was going on, or?
He possibly could have, but I don't know if because I didn't really hang out with Randy no more, and that was Randy's family with Chuck and Jerry. So, I mean, and he was the only person that Timothy would have trusted just to bring me over there, because I wanted to tell him about what I'd heard. So that's why I called him.
If Cody would have done this, why do you think he would have went over to Timothy's house? And
Thinking I was there, maybe, or thinking Randy was there too. I don't know if he could have been pissed about what happened, Randy jumping on him or whatever, or I don't know, because he didn't really even know Timothy. If he did, it wasn't very well. So.
So you said he was blowing up your phone.
Yeah.
Did he know you were?
He knew I was with Randy. He seen me get in the car with Randy.
Did he know you had intended to go to Timothy's? So he did know that. Okay.
But he didn't see Randy's car there, so I don't understand why he would still do that.
Did you talk to him like on the phone after you left?
I think I had answered the phone and was talking to him, but that's pretty much spot on.
Okay.
From
So if you can remember, and then again, I know it's a long time ago. Was he like more mad about getting beat up, or you leaving with Randy, or do you?
I think he was more mad from what it sounded like, me leaving with Randy after Randy jumped on him like that.
Okay. So it's kind of like embarrassing, I
Yeah.
guess, to him?
Kind of probably.
Okay.
Did he call you from his phone after that, or do you remember?
I can't remember. I wish I could. I wish I could remember everything down to a T for y'all. Honestly, I can't remember.
I do want to show you a picture. When you tell me if this is Haven or not. Is that her? Just bear in mind that driver's license photos don't always look exactly like people.
If it is her, she's done got skinny. If she's dark complexion, I know she had a dark complexion, like olive colored skin, and she was kind of heavier, a little bit, had more meat on her bones back then. But I can't remember her facial features, but she had dark hair and dark skin.
Was she older or younger?
She was younger. She was, I want to say she was probably a couple years younger than me,
Okay.
Randy. So.
You still communicate with Aunt or anybody like that anymore?
No. I defriended Randy and his new wife. I don't talk to none of them no more.
Okay.
I just got clean and I had to cut everybody off.
Yeah, that's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
We completely understand that.
Yeah.
Anything else that you've heard over the years that we need to look into? People we need to go talk to that we may not know about?
If you can find, have you ever heard of Charlie Howard, Ray Ray? I don't know where he I think his grandma lives, oh man, where's his grandma live at? In Greenwood? Yeah, I think his grandma lives in Greenwood, but I think she just recently passed, so I don't know if he would be in her trailer still or not, but him and Randy was pretty tight back then, and I don't know of anybody else besides Cody. He's in prison, and maybe Haven and Aunt, y'all could go talk to them. I can't. Kelly Campbell, has anybody talked to her? Because I don't know. I just kind of feel like she was in on whatever happened, to be honest. Just because, like, Timothy used to talk shit to her, and he would call her Kelly the Killer. I'm like, why? And he was talking about how she was always up to sneaky stuff. And I don't know, that could have been him just tweaking and paranoid. I don't know. But
Thomasson doesn't have any leads, but there are several names that the detectives can follow up on to see if any more potential witnesses will come forward. In cold cases, that is often how any new useful information is found.
I just don't. Was it really a drive-by from the outside end of the house?
That's what it appears to be.
Yeah.
That's what all the evidence shows.
Okay, because I've just heard like people saying that there's no way somebody hit him in the temple without her or whoever was in the house not knowing or.
Yeah, from what it looks like, the person that fired wasn't aiming for his.
It just kind of happened.
That's what happened. The bullets came through.
1 in a million kind of thing.
Yeah.
I really hope y'all get a break and somebody gets it for doing it. Because I mean, I know he was a dopehead, but he was a good guy. I knew him before that. So.
Well, that's our intention. But we're still early.
Yeah.
We're still trying to go through everything. Like I said, we have to look at every single statement that we have from the case and then interview someone again just to make sure that we have everything that we need.
Well,
Do you still talk to Donnie at all? Your brother?
Oh gosh. Yeah, no, not really. I talk to him if he calls my dad's phone.
I know he's still around that stuff, so I didn't know if
He's in prison, or not prison. He's been in jail. He's in Abbeville right now. He went from Anderson to Greenville.
He got out for like a week or something, didn't he?
That's all. He don't never last long.
We have fond memories of Donnie.
Yeah, we've interacted with Donnie a while.
At Adam Selman's house, it was
Yeah, I remember Adam Selman.
He got us good. We got out of the car. I'll tell you because it's just funny. It's one of my favorite stories.
Oh my gosh, my brother's a dummy.
We got out of the car. He was washing a stolen car, and we got out, and these 3 boxers came running towards us.
Yeah.
And we said, "Those dogs bite?" He said, "Hell yeah, they bite." So we stopped, and then those dogs came up, started licking us, and we looked up, and he's running through the woods.
Oh my God, I think I remember him talking about that.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Even though he was on his drug binge or whatever, and I was on mine, we never hung out.
Right.
We fussed all the time. I couldn't get. I just couldn't get high with my brother. He got my nerves.
I understand.
He was a buzzkill. So.
But so he wouldn't know anything, you don't think?
And not that I know. I mean, it's worth a shot. But as far as I know, he really wasn't around none of them.
All right. So different crowd.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Well,
Brandy Baldwin, y'all can go try her. Like, I don't know. There's people that know a lot of stuff about other things that, like I said, other people don't.
Right.
It's just where you rank at in the group, you know.
No, exactly.
So, and I wasn't really one to get told too much for whatever reason, but that was one of my friends. Yeah.
And we've got a list. Every time we talk to somebody new, we get 4 or 5 new names of folks we need to go talk to.
That's
so,
good.
We're going to continue to keep plugging away at different things until we come up with something. So.
I've heard the gun. I don't know if the weapon has ever been recovered, but I heard it was thrown off a bridge into the lake, or it was thrown off of a bridge into a body of water from Anderson, one of the Anderson bridges. So.
Do you have any questions for us at all?
Just when y'all get a break, I just want to know so I can.
Yeah, it'll be one of those things that we release to the news when it.
Yeah.
For sure, but we can. We're hoping to hear something.
His cousin Elaine believes. Well, she thinks that she blames it on me because I was supposed to be over there, and Cody done it because I was supposed to be there out of anger. But I mean, I wasn't there. He knows what kind of vehicle I was in. He knows, and it was just
You don't have any control over somebody else's actions.
right.
So.
So yeah, just like I wouldn't try to hurt nobody that I care about. I mean, and believe it or not, I had a big heart even when I was on drugs. So.
Although Thomasson was suspicious of Murphy, she did not have any direct knowledge of the murder. At the time, her own trouble with the law would have been enough to prevent her from coming forward if there was any way she could make herself believe that he might be innocent.
Well, we really appreciate you coming up here and being so cooperative with us.
Thank you. I was kind of worried that it was going to stay cold. I didn't know if anybody was ever going to try to look into it because I just felt like it just wouldn't end it right, you know.
Well, we definitely are, but we've got some things that we have to look into and
right. Oh yeah.
sort through it all.
Yeah, it's a huge case file and it's not in order, so just
it's crazy.
know
And the people around there, they're really not big. They're not killers. They're like, this is not something they do on a daily basis. So how can you do this and get away with it so good? How can you?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. It blows my mind.
Unless you have anything else for us, you've got the contact
If I can
information.
think of anything, I sure will call you.
Well, now that you've kind of read over your statement a little bit, you may think of something later on, and if you do, please give us a call.
I sure will. I sure
Walk
will.
back around.
It wasn't until Cody Murphy's arrest 7 years after the death of Ramsey that the reason for Timothy Ramsey's death was revealed. Murphy believed that the man he had fought with was at Ramsey's house, and he was the intended target. Murphy had no idea that he had killed the wrong man until he had heard the news later. Murphy was charged with voluntary manslaughter, which ensures a sentence of 30 years in prison. That'll do it for today. If you like this video and want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link in the description below where you can do just that. Thank you for watching, and stay safe.